I was having a friendly debate recently with someone who was pointing to alternative history that I had been taught about interpretations of how Israel was formed in 1948, about how, the story of the Arab story and the story of the Jewish story, it just was different than I had heard. And, I looked up, he said, this individual, friend of mine, pointed to some literary source. I looked it up, and it was somebody who, let's just say, had that perspective, a different perspective than the one that I had been taught in my life. And I started debating the merits of that perspective, and then I realized this is a waste of my time. It's a waste of everybody's time, because history, whether it be the Jewish, Arab history, or any history, can be told differently and is told differently. And of course, I think there are truths, but to try to convince people of different perspectives who have been indoctrinated with different ideas of your perspective, which is different than theirs, well, that's a waste of time. So I said, you know what? I had this idea. I said to this friend, I said, let's forget about history to determine what's kind of going on right now, and let's separate the right from the wrong. And I asked him what I kind of immediately thought was the issue, the existential question. And I asked him, right now Israel has one of the five most powerful militaries in the world, and they're a nuclear power. Hamas is not. Hamas is not a nuclear power, neither is Iran yet, and neither of them are in the top five military powers in the world. I said, imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if Hamas, Iran, had Israel's military might and nuclear weaponry, and Israel had Hamas's might. How quickly, over the last 16 years since Hamas, or no more than that now, 19 years since Hamas has been the kind of running Gaza, how quickly would they have taken over Israel and killed all the Jews? And he said, he goes, wow, I had never thought of that, pretty quickly. I said, exactly. Well, so who's pursuing aggression? Who's committed to genocide? It's not the Israelis. The Israelis had plenty of opportunity and have plenty of opportunity every day to commit genocide, and they haven't. And clearly, even to this person's perspective, who was trying to defend the Gazans and Hamas, he had no retort, because it was obvious. And I think that's an interesting point, not only for this issue, but every issue. We waste our time arguing issues around historical stories that could be, I don't know, I believe this and you believe that, and we're never going to get across the goal line on any agreement. Find the one question that needs to be asked, and you'll find the truth. And I think that's true for everything.